Long ago, the Allfather Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world, then split the boughs that held their prison to the world tree, and left it to drift, unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries, this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battlefields for the greatest of their warriors. Dead to the world, they would be born again, in Valheim. In order to prove your worth, you have been sent to the 10th Norse world, Valheim. Only by surviving and fighting in the harsh environments with many mythical monsters and beasts will you prove your worth to the gods. For those who don't prove their worth though, the only place they will find is hell, the underworld, where their souls will be tormented for centuries. Or maybe you will be one of the strong warriors who will prove their worth and earn the favor of the gods. Then your place will be in Valhalla, a majestic, enormous hall located in Asgard, and by your side, Odin.
Reborn and eager to prove myself to the gods, I knew I had to be prepared. As Hugin dropped me from the sky, I landed on the ground, surrounded by sacrificial stones. These stones signified the Forsaken, Odin's enemies. Eikthyr, the Elder, Bone Mass, Moda, and Yaglif. Each of the Forsaken have different abilities, some stronger than others, and situate in different areas of the world. Locating them won't be easy. In order to prevail and earn my place in Valhalla, I had to defeat the Forsaken. My first task was to explore the Meadows. Cold and hungry, I needed to gather materials and establish shelter. The meadows were filled with scared boars and deer, enough to feast and fill my belly. Though the boars and deer were nothing to fear, there were other harmful enemies to be wary of. Next and Greylings, two aggressive creatures that slash their victims when given the opportunity. But the scariest enemy of them all can be found everywhere within Valheim: trees. Deadly fool while gathering materials is the worst way to go, and I can assure you, every Viking suffers the same horrible fears as I. Once my fear of trees shrank and my confidence rose, I had to locate and establish a settlement. A place to sleep, a place to feast, and a place to prepare for harsher environments. A place that would later be known as Catadill. After locating the perfect spot, I knew I'd need a lot of materials, so I set out to do just that. Once I gathered enough materials, I headed back and began building. I didn't have anything in mind. In my past life, I wasn't a great builder, and unfortunately nothing changed when I arrived in Valheim. As long as I had walls, a roof over my head, I was content. It took some time, but before I knew it, Catadill was established. Shortly after, I was greeted by a friendly traveller who went by the name Bones. Bones was a wise man with many stories to tell. Like myself, Bones was reborn to prove himself against the Forsaken. He told me stories of the dark forest, filled with treasures from caves and crypts, guarded by fierce creatures. I had to witness this for myself. Bones agreed to take me on an adventure, but I had to be prepared. I crafted some armour from the hide I gathered earlier, along with some weapons, a club and shield for close combat, and a trusty bow for my preferred ranged attacks. I was ready, so we departed Catadill. As we made our way to the Black Forest, I was greeted by Hugin.
Turn back. This is a dangerous place. You have wandered into Black Forest. This place can be very dangerous for those unprepared for it. Prove your worth by slaying Eikthyr.
So with that, we made our way to Eikthyr's location. When I dropped into this world, amongst the sacrificial stones was another, different to the rest. The writing on this stone pointed me in the direction of the mystical altar, where I could find Eikthyr, the Forsaken found within the meadows. To face Eikthyr, you must make an offering. I placed 2 deer trophies on the mystical altar. Suddenly, the ground started shaking, the skies opened up and the beast began to roar. Eikthyr was coming. I was greeted by Hugin once again.
Congratulations, warrior. Return to the sacrificial stones with your forsaken trophy and offer it as a sacrifice to make the gods smile upon you.
So I made my way. At the sacrificial stones, I hung Eikthyr's trophy as an offering to the gods. Instantly, I felt a jolt of energy enter my body, empowering me. Hugin returned.
You have been granted the power of Eikthyr. Use it in time of need. Your next target dwells in the Black Forest. Go there, explore the lands, and uncover their lost treasures and resources. The Elder awaits.